everyone, welcome back to our how-to videos on multi-sunlight analysis for the Preston precinct. I've already set up the layers in terms of story heights, so you can just easily do this by selecting new layer, if it lets me select. So selecting new layer, it will create a new layer, and I've just named the layer of the different story heights we'll be doing. So we can actually begin by drawing. So staying in top view, let's start with 10 story heights. So in the legend here, it actually tells us 10 stories is the purple region. So if we scroll down to here, we can see that these purple regions are at max 10 story heights. So if we begin with this building envelope here, the boundary from here, and follow the building envelope, this is us actually creating the base floor level for this building envelope. So once we've drawn a line and we click the starting point that we started with, it'll ask us if we want to close this line. We need to press yes in order for it to be a closed polyline. And just also making sure we're under the 10-story layer, just so it keeps our modeling process easier to navigate around. Okay, so once we've drawn our polyline, we are going to go into the modifiers list, which is this icon up here, and we're actually going to search our first modifier. So in this case, we want to create a planar surface on top of this, so we need to search up bevel under the modifiers list. So once we actually do this and click bevel, it's created a surface out of the polyline we've made. In this case, we want to stick with the purple. Oh, coincidentally, it's already given us purple. We can change it to, something similar just so we can navigate around it. And under this 10 layer, it's got line. And under line, we can actually change the bevel color as we did before. Once we have given the original line a modifier, under bevel, if we scroll down, we can actually add levels and add a height and outlines to this building envelope. One of the markers interfaces, we can see the heights of the levels that we can actually go up to and work around with. So if we take note of this and write this onto the side, we'll be working with these heights and preferred stories. So in this case, if 10 stories is a maximum of 35 meters. So if the street wall is 11 meters high, then there would be a setback of 5 meters, and then we'll go up another, what's that? Let's say, calculator. It was 35 minus 11. Minus 11 is 24 meters, so we can go up 24 meters from the setback. So that's the way we'll be working with city modeling. Let's actually start and begin with changing the heights through these bevel values. I'm just going to close these parameters just so it's not as confusing. So if we go from top view to perspective view, we hold Alt and orbit again like that, just so we can see the height that we're going to drag it up to. Okay, so what I have done here is I've actually added the straight wall height of 11 meters. So this has extruded the level 1. And then if we turn on level 2, we want to bring a setback of 5 meters. So we're keeping height as 0 as we don't want to add any height to level 2. We just want a setback, so we go negative 5 meters. And then if we add a level 3 and we add the 24 meters of maximum height, this is what our building envelope will actually look like. Once we have our first building envelope, let's go back to our top view, and we can actually start integrating building envelope heights and setbacks all along our purple regions for 10 stories, as we want to achieve the maximum height and see our analysis on those heights. So I will be going in and modeling all of the heights to these areas, and then I'll show you the second section in a bit. Okay, so once we have done the 10-story precincts, it should look something like this. We can go to perspective view and just check overall the heights, and we can see that it's slowly actually coming together. So now that lays done, it's all organized. I've color coded them into the same color just so we can distinguish between zones. And yeah, while we're going, let's also save our document just in case. And now let's go to our 8 stories. So let's select our layer like that. Go to top view. Is the darker blue. Alrighty, so if we go into our map as well, we can see that 8 stories is preferred maximum of 29 meters. So while keeping that in mind, let's pull up our calculator. If we go clear, 29 minus 11 meters full, we're working with 18 meters height with setback. So in the similar process that we're doing here, let's select our line tool under splines. We're working with the darker blue. So our envelope, I'll just bring it down to here for now. Just like that. Always remember to close your spline. Then we can go into our modifiers and search bevel. Give it the same color that it has. Probably, I think it was, let's go that one. And then we can go into its parameters. So now it's currently automatically set to the heights we had for our 10 stories. But now that's changed. All we need to basically do is change the height of our third level to 18 meters. So once we've done that, we can check it in perspective. Okay, now that we're done with our 8 stories, we can just check it in perspective. See, because sometimes when you go and do bevel, if the setback's not done correctly, it kind of looks a bit odd. That's looking good. Now let's move on to 7 stories, which is the lighter blue. I think it's just a smaller region here, down here, and I've calculated it myself just because it wasn't listed in the heights precincts. So I've estimated 7 stories to be a height of 24. Close spline, modifiers, bevel. Let's change our color to the lighter blue, and then we change the height to 13. Let's check it in perspective. Yep, great. So I am going to go in and begin doing 6 stories now too. We have calculated 6 stories to be 21 at max. So that's 11. I'm pretty sure it's 11, but let's just double check. Sorry, 10. There we go. This is why we double check. Okay, so we will change the height to 10. And this will be repeated overall, all in the pink region. So I'll be doing that just to save some time in this video. Okay, now we have done our 6-story precincts. Let's check it in perspective view, just so everything looks like it's supposed to. Great, it's coming together. We can kind of see that this hasn't worked because it's such a small area, so we might actually change our offset to 2. There we go. That should be enough just to kind of get an understanding of it. Great. Now we will move on to 5 stories, which are orange. See that it's set to the automatic height we set it at. I've got 5 stories. I calculated to be 19 meters max. So we go to our calculator again. We can do 19 minus 11. So we're working with 8 meters of height on top of our wall strip. So let's go 8. Let's check that I'm feeling this orange is a bit dull, so I'm actually going to choose my own orange, if I'm being honest. And we can do this through this panel here. So I want it to be that vibrant. We go add color. Now it's in my color palette, and I'm going to press OK. So that's what it's done now. It's actually changed the color of the envelope. If we go to perspective once again, double check our heights, see if it's looking good. See, we've left the offset at 2, so it's good to check the perspective as you're going, just so you can see if it's correctly offsetted everything. Alrighty, I'm going to quickly go in and do all of the orange zones, and then I'll be right back. Great, so we've finished off our 5 stories. We are again double checking in our perspective view. Beautiful. And for our last one, we're doing our 4-story zone. So these cream areas are actually residential. We won't be touching on those areas today. We'll be sticking to our 4-story zones, which are these ones here. We can see the tone difference. 16 meters max. So it depends on how high we want our street wall, but I'm going to keep it at 11 still. So if our max height is 16 and we're working with an 11-meter street wall, okay, gliding, we're working with 5 meters. So when we go in to draw, let's start with this one here. We can change our 8 meters to 5 meters like that. Double check that in perspective. Great, we can see the height difference coming together now. Like, even if we were to, look from this angle here, we can see that there's, different height distinguished throughout our precinct. Alrighty, so let's go in to top view again and start doing these heights. So I'm going to go in here. Also, to drag and pull, you can hold down your middle scroll button and then drag like that. Let's begin. I will be doing these and coming right back. Alrighty, once we've done that, as that was our final step to the city modelling, we're just double checking again, see how we've noticed this. We can change that to 2 meters. And just have a look at how everything is sitting. Yeah. Alrighty, once we have done that, we can save again just in case anything happens. And after this tutorial, we'll be talking about, and I'll be showing you guys how to set up your sunlight, multi-sunlight analysis with the location and the sun. Great, so now that we have modelled our Preston precinct through the structural plan, we can actually go forward into our next tutorial on showing you guys how to set up your multi-sunlight analysis and set your preferred location and times as well. But thank you, I'll see you in the next video.